Do you believe in angels? Angels, yeah, I believe in angels. Good morning, guys and girls. September 10. September 10, we're going to be looking at Exodus. The Exodus, of course, is written about when the children of Israel departed from Egypt after being in slavery, in bondage for actually generations. I mean, it was just amazing. Exodus 23:10. Here's what God's telling them. I am sending an angel ahead of you who will protect you as you travel. So the children of Israel, they were slaves, but once they got out of being slaves and run into a little bit of hardship, they want to go back and be slaves again. It's crazy. They said, we're better off being slaves. But God told them, don't worry, I am sending an angel ahead of you, and he will protect you as you travel. If you want to catch bass on deep structure, find the underwater routes that they travel. Road beds, creek channels, ledges, edges. Locate their stopping points, bridges, brush piles, foundations, and the like. Be on that stopping point or that stopping spot when the fish are there. Bingo, you're a hero. What I'm talking about in that situation right there, that's a pretty cool deal, because before we ever had waypoints and we had flasher locators, we would locate creek channels and edges and road beds, the things that I've just talked about right there in the lake. We'd drop marker buoys on them. And then we would take our boat and idle down around through those creek channels and edges and try to find some sort of structure there, like a brush pile or an old bridge or a pile of rocks or anything that we could see or on our locator and we'd feel like would be good structure. An old house foundation. We actually fished the old house foundation where Chris lived when she was a little bitty girl. It was 40 foot deep, so we didn't catch a lot of fish there, but occasionally we caught some. If it had been 20 foot deep, it would have really been a special spot. And then we'd go fish those on Lake Ten Killer. And this is, this is how I cut my teeth learning how to bass fish, was out in the middle of the lake, not on the banks like we fish a lot today. But we would go out and then we would go down through those areas until we found those stopping points. And then I'd go out there and fish a stopping point, a stopping point, a stopping point, a stopping point. I call them stopping spots here. But if you got there at the same time the fish did, because what happens is those fish, they're traveling along that route, just like we're driving down the highway going to town or something. And as they're traveling down there, they hit places where they will stop. And they may be there 30 minutes, an hour, they may be there a week, but if you're there the same time they are, you can really, 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 like I said, you can be a hero. We're a traveling society. I've got over 2 million miles on Delta Airline alone, plus a bunch of miles on a bunch of other airlines. Probably more prayers are offered up for and by travelers than anyone else. I pray for safety on every single flight, as well as on every trip by land or sea. Do these prayers work? Well, of course they do. I don't know how many angels God has dispatched for my family and me, but it must be a lot. You need an angel today? Ask God. He's got plenty. I'm sending an angel ahead of you who will protect you as you travel. Here's our tip. Bass will position below undercut banks upriver during the summer and the fall. Banks where a channel's going around is undercut. Banks where maybe the water was down and the waves in there undercut something. They will get under these undercut mud banks, just mud. And I'll tell you a story sometime about a Bassmaster Classic that my buddy Ken Cook won, that I had plenty of fish found to win the tournament. I just kind of lost my cool. But anyway, find those places, those undercut banks, upriver during the summer and the fall. That's where the bass is going to be. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. Remember, I love you.